Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now with me, Muhammad Yusuf, for TVS News at 5. And here are our top stories. The Ministry of Finance has given preliminary approval for an additional 1 billion ringgit in allocation for the commencement of upgrading works to the infrastructure and increasing the capability of the Customs, Immigration, Quarantine and Security CIQS complex at Sarawak and Sabah borders. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, who is also the Finance Minister, said the approval was given following his recent discussion with Indonesia's President Joko Widodo regarding the relocation of Indonesia's capital to Nusantara, Kalimantan, which shares a border with the two Malaysian regions.
Maka kita telah putuskan untuk memberi peruntukan tambahan bagi penyediaan custom, CIQ, sempadan dari segi keselamatan dan meningkatkan upaya kedua-duanya. Custom, CIQ dan immigration, CIQ sebenarnya. Dan keselamatan, polis dan kemudian tentera, dan ketiganya prasarana asas seperti jalan raya. Kita tidak patut dilihat terlalu taif.
He said this at a press conference after chairing the Malaysian Agreement 1963 MA63 Implementation Action Council meeting on Friday. Now, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim also said the federal government agreed to increase the special grant to Sarawak as provided for in Article 112D of the Federal Constitution. He said the amount is only for the initial stage before a specific formula will be finalized. And for starters, he revealed that the Finance Ministry would raise the amount to 300 million ringgit for Sarawak, while Sabah would receive 260 million ringgit. The Prime Minister said the provision of the grant was decided by previous leaders who saw Sabah and Sarawak as lagging behind the peninsula during the formation of Malaysia.
Tapi peringkat awal ini kita beri sekitar dari 16 juta itu naik sekitar 300 juta ringgit sebagai suatu sumbangan, tetapi ini tertakluk kepada formula tetapkan. Apa kebijaksanaan formula? Mana jangan kita terikat dengan 300 juta itu. 300 juta itu kerana kedudukan kewangan yang terbatas dan harus diperinci, terus saya sebut dicerakin supaya formula itu boleh diterima pakai.
Meanwhile, Anwar also announced the appointment of Sarawak Financial Secretary Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Lizosman Wan Omar as a member of the Inland Revenue Board's IRB Board of Directors effective today.
Maka saya telah melantik Setiausaha Kewangan Sarawak berkuat kuasa hari ini sebagai ahli lembaga hasil dalam negeri. Ini satu lembaga yang sangat penting dan syaratnya profesionalisme, pengalaman dan tentunya Setiausaha Kewangan Sarawak itu punya kelayakan kedua-dua pertimbangan tersebut dan ini akan membantu lembaga hasil dalam negeri.
At the same time, the Prime Minister also announced that bonuses paid out to civil servants in all states would be exempted from tax. Currently, all bonuses paid out to the state governments are taxable. He revealed that this applies to all civil servants nationwide. The agreement of the federal government to increase the amount of the special grant for Sabah and Sarawak under Article 112D of the Federal Constitution is seen as baby steps to fulfill the Malaysian Agreement 1963 or MA63. National Council of Professors Senior Fellow Datuk Dr. Janeri Amir said it is the unity government's commitment to push for other agreement on other matters as contained in MA63. He further stressed that this shows the determination and commitment of the unity government in implementing MA63 for Sabah and Sarawak after the formation of the government in November last year.
I think it's a good news. And these issues regarding special grants for development in Sabah and Sarawak has been a contentious issue, a pain for so long because it was not, it was abolished in 1968. So based on the Article 112D, these special grants are supposed to be reviewed at least every 5 years. But after the first review, these grants cease to exist. Instead, Sabah and Sarawak receive another unconditional grant, which is determined by every fiscal year. So with this increase in allocation of special grant, this augurs well for Sarawak and also probably Sabah.
January said Sarawak benefited greatly in terms of development projects from the special grants allocated. Similarly, on the appointment of State Financial Secretary Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Lizosman Wan Omar as a representative on the Inland Revenue Board IRB Board of Directors, January said this will ensure that the provision of the annual special grant under Article 112D of the Federal Constitution will be done in a fair manner.
The appointment of the State Financial Secretary on the board, this will ensure that Sarawak knows exactly the amount of money collected from the state, and with that, the federal government won't be able to abuse their power or anything to that effect. So I think with this appointment, it's good for Sarawak in the sense that Sarawak will be given appropriate allocation for its development fund.
Commenting further regarding the 1 billion allocation fund to upgrade the border infrastructures in Sabah and Sarawak, he said that it is part of the state government's effort to upgrade the existing border infrastructure for better security for its people.
This will not only ensure that we can guarantee the security is taken care at the border, but also more importantly, I think it's a spill in terms of socio-economic development at the border, and also when they open up the Santara later. I think this right move taken by the Prime Minister, because I think Sabah and Sarawak need to be given serious attention in terms of development grant and expenditure in order to rise to the occasion.
As such, he lauded the Prime Minister's commitment to resolve outstanding MA63 issues, as it truly reflects the unity government agenda.
On to our next news. Demands made by the people of Sabah and Sarawak as enshrined under the Malaysian Agreement 1963 or MA63 will be fulfilled immediately. This was stated by the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, who made it clear that the agreement must be respected and adhered to.
Tetapi saya rasa dengan kesempatan diberikan kepada saya, perlu kita cuba secara bersungguh-sungguh, bukan sekadar menjanjikan dan slogan politik, sekadar mendapat dukungan daripada Sarawak atau JPS, tetapi menunaikan amanah yang kita pikul secara serius.
At the same time, Anwar did not deny the fact that there are several agendas that have not been properly implemented yet, especially those that concern the special grant for Sabah and Sarawak, which he addressed earlier today, whereby the grant's allocation has been increased from 50 million ringgit to 300 million ringgit. Political stability is needed in Sabah and Sarawak to ensure the smooth implementation of the Malaysian Agreement 1963 or MA63. Political analyst and the Deputy Dean and Senior Lecturer in Politics and Government Studies at the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, UNIMAS, Dr. Arnold Puyo, said there should not be any move to spoil the momentum being built together with the unity government, as the people deserve to enjoy development and prosperity.
Bagi saya itu juga menyumbang kepada bagaimana proses pelaksanaan MSC di Sabah ini kadang-kadang terbantut sedikit kerana ada masalah politik, ada pergaulan politik dan sebagainya. That is why bagi saya kestabilan politik itu penting. Kalau kita nak melaksanakan MSC3 dan hubungan rapat dengan kerajaan persekutuan itu juga penting. Bagi saya hubungan rapat ini bukan bermaksud kita nak menunjukkan yang kita ini subservient kepada kerajaan persekutuan, bukan. Hubungan rapat ini dalam konteks kita berkomunikasi, kita berhubung melaksanakan MSC3 berdasarkan kepada undang-undang.
At the same time, Dr. Arnold said Sarawak has paved the way for SABAH in demanding their rights that have yet to be implemented according to MA63. He said the efforts made by the Sarawak government in ensuring the rights of Sarawak are returned in tandem with MA63 should be exemplified.
Mereka membuka jalan dari segi bagaimana kita boleh melaksanakan MA63 itu secara lebih sistematik. Systematic meaning we look at the law, we look at the regulation, we look at the procedure, the process. Jadi kita go one by one. Sebab ramai orang mengatakan di Sabah ini begini, mereka kata laksanakan saja MSC3. As if kita boleh laksanakan esok selesai begitu.
He said this when appearing as a guest in the TVS dialogue Lawatan PM Selesai Perkara Tertunggak MA63 on Friday. Now, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim departed for home after concluding his two-day visit to Kuching. His maiden visit to Sarawak as Prime Minister was a fruitful visit as he had resolved outstanding issues regarding Malaysian Agreement 1963 or MA63. And to summarize on his visit, we have our reporter, Connie Grace, who will be giving us the latest update. Connie, if you're ready, take it away.
Ya, terima kasih Yusuf. Izinkan saya berbahasa Malaysia. Sekarang ini saya berada di lapangan terbang antarabangsa Kuching dan Perdana Menteri Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim dijadual pulang ke Kuala Lumpur petang ini. Sedikit perkongsian keberadaan beliau di Kuching merupakan lawatan kerja sulungnya ke Sarawak selama 2 hari sejak dilantik sebagai Perdana Menteri pada November lepas. Pada Khamis, beliau telah mengadakan perjumpaan secara tertutup dengan Premier Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg di Petrajaya sebelum menghadiri jamuan di Pusat Konvensyen Borneo Kuching. Dan pagi tadi, Perdana Menteri telah menghadiri mesyuarat Majlis Tindakan Pelaksanaan Perjanjian Malaysia 1963 MA63 di bangunan Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak yang turut disertai Premier Sarawak dan Ketua Menteri Sabah Datuk Sri Haji Jinor. Antara intipati pada mesyuarat MA63 itu, Perdana Menteri Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim menyatakan komitmen beliau untuk menyelesaikan isu-isu berkaitan tuntutan Sarawak di bawah Perjanjian Malaysia 1963. Selepas itu Yusuf, Perdana Menteri turut menunaikan solat Jumaat di Masjid Jamek sebelum menghadiri kenduri rakyat sempena program jelajah kerajaan perpaduan di Kubah Ria. Dan beliau kemudian mengadakan kunjungan hormat ke atas yang di-Pertuan Negeri Sarawak Tun Pensi Abdul Taib Mahmud di kediaman TYT di Demak Jaya. Baiklah Yusuf, saya kira itu sahaja yang dapat saya kongsikan buat masa ini. Kembali ke Yusuf di studio.
Thank you, Connie. Now we'll be taking a short break. Be right back with more news right here only on TVS. Stay tuned.